You're most welcome to What's the Word, the Racing Post preview of this weekend's holiday weekend, of course, racing in conjunction with Ladbrokes. It's a great pleasure for me, Ivan Yates, to be joined by Brendan Duke of this parish with the famous dad, and he's even more famous tipster, and the redoubtable Hayley, who's going on to bigger and better things. You're going to be charged no commission now when you sell your fillies through Goffs. You're going to be PR for Goffs. Congratulations.
Yeah, no, it's not PR, it's international client relations.
Oh my God, that sounds even better. Okay.
So, that'll be good fun.
All right. Well, I wish you well with
Thanks
that. But you're going to stick to the day job today. So we're going to preview the weekend's racing, and we're going to, just before we start into the cards at the weekend, I just want to ask you, I was at Leopardstown on Sunday, I was speaking to Aidan, congratulating him on equaling the record, and I actually was talking to him in Santa Anita last year, and he told me, whatever you do of my 12 Back Highland Reel, he loves the lay 6, and he'll go out and make all. He ran a really good trial, off since the King George. Soft ground didn't suit him. Placed effort at Champions Day. He must be a good thing at Santa Anita in the mile and a half, is he?
Oh, it's a huge shout, Ivan. Massive shout. I just don't think they're going to let him away with what they let him away with last year, are they? Well, I mean, what a shout that was from Aidan. He's going to go out and make all. It was grand theft equine, wasn't it? He went to, they just let him have a complete solo.
Shamey did a great job because Ryan was on found that day.
Yes.
But the point is, he can gallop.
Oh, and I mean, basically the ground can't be quick enough for him. If they ran a race up the M50, he'd be a massive runner. He loves quick ground. He's a big chance, but I think Ulysses will sit a lot closer to him. He won't be let get away with what he wants.
Ulysses doesn't stay a mile and a half. That's not a danger. He's a 10 furlong horse. But tell me, what's your tip for the Breeders' Cup?
Well,
long range. We'll talk about it next weekend, but what's your tip?
Well, we're slightly plumbing the depths of my ignorance now because I don't know much about the American horses.
We found that's quite a shallow experience.
But I did think Ribchester would go really well in the Breeders' Cup mile. He's 3-1 at the moment. I don't think he'd be a lot shorter.
Do you not think he'd be a bit jaded at the end of a long season?
He's a very tough horse, but
he's on the go since Newbury and
even since Dubai. It's a very, very long season. But you just can't seem to get to the bottom of this horse. And the race sets up really well from the two American horses that are the top two American horses in the betting. Both like to get on with things. And Home of the Brave, I could see him just sitting in behind there, drafting away, picking them up late.
Okay. Ladbrokes had 7-2 on Sunday. Some of my friends took that. It's now gone. It's mostly 3-1 Highland Reel. Could be bigger on the day, of course.
It could be bigger on the day. So last time you got a tip from Aidan O'Brien, Deirdre got a Skoda.
That's right.
So what present are you going to get Deirdre?
Well, no, I won't be having that much. I can't afford to lose. I mean, Racing Post aren't paying me that much. Well, the point about it is this. Give us one yourself for the Breeders' Cup. Well,
we sat here and I said that Roly Poly probably couldn't win the Sun Chariot after winning the Falmouth and the Pre-Rothschild, and she's just proven to be a mare that you just can't get to the bottom of. So at 5-1, I think she could be nice in the Fillies and Mares Turf, and I can't believe I'm not backing Lady Aurelia, but the fact that Wesley Ward, who's usually so ebullient about his runners, is a bit worried about Marcia, so I'm going to sit back and hope Lady Aurelia wins.
Well, we'll discuss the Breeders' Cup again next week. Just on the weekend that's in it, there's 5 race meetings left for the Jockeys Championship. Conkeen's 5 ahead. Is the betting over?
So if you want to back him, you can back him at 8-1 on. Which
12.5% return your money, not bad.
Yeah. You like those kind of prices.
Yeah, I do.
And so
I can't get that in any bank.
So you can back Pat Smullen for the championship at about 5-1, which I can't believe I'm saying that, but you never know. I think that could be a bit of a price.
He's not riding in Ireland at the Saturday because is it over?
I think it probably is over. I mean, the interesting, there's been a couple of 6-pointers. There were 2 in Naas a couple of Sundays ago, and even in Navan on Wednesday, Smullen looked to have gone for home and Conkeen picked him up late. It just looks like his name is on the trophy.
Okay, and good luck to what an achievement.
Yes.
Okay, Dermot Wild won't have as bad a season again, so back Pat next year. Now, let's talk about the top race, the Racing Post Trophy. Aidan runs 2. Favourite is Saxon Warrior? Right?
Yes, Saxon Warrior is the 7-4 favourite. Just clipped in slightly since Ryan was picked to ride him yesterday.
Followed by Verbal Dexterity?
Well, Verbal Dexterity and the Pentagon are both 7-2 level in the betting. We're quite short about both of them because but if you do want to back Roaring Lion, back him with us. I think we're top price about 15-2. He's the one that we're willing to.
He did nothing wrong in the Rolling Mile, the Royal Lodge.
No, and actually...
And could improve.
Could improve. And actually, I tipped him up that day.
Yes, beat Nelson.
Yeah. But the only thing is, he's hung twice. He still looks a bit immature. He slightly hung that day, and the fact that he's not going to the juvenile over in Del Mar and staying here. And Gosden said maybe a horse for next year. And you know when he says that, he really means it. So maybe just he's
okay. What's your own fancy?
I think Verbal Dexterity, who I'm guessing that Brendan Duke might like as well. I just thought he was really classy the way he reversed the form with Beckford in the Phoenix Stake. Phenomenal turn of foot. Okay.
I sat down with Jim on Sunday. Just the two of us. I was sipping a Beck's, which he was delighted about. He's always telling me to give up the drink. And he was so enthused about this. I haven't heard him as keen as a horse since Stone Approach. He was expecting soft ground.
Yes.
He says he'll improve for the mile. But my negative would be that when Beckford went over, when Nelson went over, they'd both, gone on well in Ireland. They weren't winning. Are the Irish 2-year-olds ahead?
Well, that's probably a fair point. There may not be much in it, and you could definitely argue that Beckford didn't stay in the national stakes, so perhaps Verbal was slightly flattered there. And again, soft ground, I think he obviously handles decent ground, but I think he'd be a better horse on soft ground. As you say, the mile would be a help. I thought all in all he was opposable though. Saxon Warrior, probably the best bet that anyone could have is Saxon Warrior is currently... Ladbrokes are keeping him on side wisely. I think he's currently
for the Derby?
For the Guineas.
Oh, for the Guineas,
he's 16-1 in the place for the Guineas. I think if he wins tomorrow, he'd be a lot shorter. He could be, because this horse could really tear this race.
Well, the thing about Saxon Warrior is he's by Deep Impact.
Yes.
Who's an unproven sire. He's not like a Galileo.
Yeah, but he's out of a mare called Maybe, who was the most complicated Group 1 winner. She was phenomenal.
Yeah.
What he's done, he's looked a little bit like her in his 2 races that he's won over a while. They were both very different.
The Nace run was very good.
Oh, it was so impressive. Fairly soft fractions to quicken up that well. And I think Deep Impact is a fairly established sire in Japan, isn't he? So
I'm saying,
he's not Galileo.
But the point is, Deep Impact for a miler. I thought he'd be a 1.5-mile horse for next year.
Okay.
I thought he'd be a Derby horse, even if he won tomorrow. You're not putting people away, putting them into an anti-post bet that mightn't even run.
I think he's an awful lot of speed, and I certainly think if he wins this race, given how open.
Okay. So in a word, your money is down on.
At the prices, I'm going to chance the Pentagon.
Okay. The Pentagon. He is by Galileo and has done nothing wrong. Won a Group 3 at Leopardstown. All right, let's move on. There's one other race, 2 races at Leopardstown I want to talk about. There's a listed race. We won't spend long on it. It's an all-age 7-furlong one. I like So Beloved. He's hard to get right. He's now with O'Mara. I think it's nearly set up for him to win. He's highest rated. Yeah. What do you think?
I would find it very hard to disagree. I mean, he's going to be a short price.
But do you think? I thought it'd be 7-4 twos. What price do you think?
We don't have a price.
Okay, yeah.
But I didn't think he'd be too short to back.
He's the kind of one Rooks like to lay.
Yes, well, he doesn't win very often. Yeah. That's because of the company he keeps on. He was second in the Group 1 the last day. He should take all the beating. I thought, like you, that there'll be plenty of pace in the race, and perhaps it could set up for Silver Code. I'm just chancing on a little price.
Silver Code. Yeah. Joe Murphy's had a good season. What caught your eye on the Knockhair?
I'm going to be unanimous with them. I thought So Beloved is brilliant and went second to Acclaim. And of course, David O'Mara, look what he did on Champions Day. Phenomenal.
Yeah. He's a big horse, So Beloved. Lovely looking horse. Okay, which brings us on to the Group 3. Hazapur could be a good horse. Weld had a good winner last weekend, 2-year-old contingent. What do you like in this? It's a 1.1
Yeah.
Hazapur's by Shamardal, but it does that. It's related to Harzand, Might Stay. Saracen Knight won at Gowan. What do you like in the race? You want a horse that'll stay here?
You do. I think both those horses you named will stay. I'm just not sure how strong the form is. Saracen Knight took him 3 runs to get off the mark. The maiden he won the last day has fallen asunder since. Just, again, the maiden that Cymera, I think you pronounce it, won in Goran, may not have been a great maiden either, beat 100 to 1 shot, but visually it was very impressive the way she picked up, it looked like she was struggling, and I thought she'd definitely stay and could be a nice prize for last year's trainer.
Yeah, Bulger won it last year with Dubai Sand. I don't like fillies against colts in a 1 on soft ground at Leopardstown at this time of year.
That's fair.
Okay, what do you like?
I really like a horse called Nibiru. He was 20 to 1 when won for Tony Martin, and I'd say in running probably went to 100 to 1. Really high knee action. The 1/6 was way out the back, and the jockey was after him from the start. I think it was Oisin. And then he just started, he looked like sort of bottomless, and I think the step up with the extra couple of furlongs will really suit him, and I think he's worth
That's Tony Martin's horse Nibiru for Haley, and Cymera for that. It's a watcher for me. Okay, let's move on to Cheltenham. Decent racing today and tomorrow, the first of the winter season at Cheltenham. We're going to start with the 2 o'clock race, the Randox.com Handicap Chase. It's a 3-mile 1 slog. The standout for me is, if he's right, Single Farm Payment. Just touched off at the festival, has won at the course. He's I think, reasonably weighted. 5 runs, improving novice. What not to like?
Well, there's a lot to like. I mean, a good strategy, Ivan, as you well know, in a handicap is to back the best handicapped horse, and I think you've found him there. It was just the stable form. Tom George not flying at the moment. The horse tends to improve for his comeback, so that was just enough to put me off at the prices. And
you think he'll improve for the run?
I think he'll improve for the run.
Single Farm Payment might need the run.
Yes.
Is there, like, this is an each-way race, 16 runners. It's very hard. What do you think?
But I'm not surprised the former Minister for Agriculture is backing Single Farm Payment, but he always does need the run, exactly as you said, Brendan. So one horse that doesn't need the run and won on his seasonal debut last year at Cheltenham is Viscount de Noailles from Colin Tizards. So at 11 to 1, I think he'd be more appetising than a 9 to 2 shot in this type of race.
Okay. Anything else catch your eye at Cheltenham?
The 4 o'clock, there's a decent chase there. That 2 Taffs really improved for the booking of Davy Russell last night.
I backed him a 1 to 6 in Catterick one day. Not on my mind at all. I still have the scars from that.
Okay, well
he went on to run decent races.
Well, he was arguably unlucky in a novice chase, in a novice handicap chase in Cheltenham, and then he made no mistake at Ayr. And I think Davy Russell's just found the key to him. But I understand why you would.
Well, one guaranteed winner at Cheltenham at the weekend. Not a great price, my price. Daffy de Soul. Great to see him back.
Oh yes,
what a 4-year-old hurdler last year. Every question for Hobbs answered. JP McManus. He runs. I saw 2 to 9, but just to see him run in itself will be good. Okay, that concludes Saturday. Let's move on to Sunday. It's a bank holiday. There's great racing. I'm going to Wexford to back Barra, but Galway is on. Let's talk about Aintree. I think nearly all the chases are over the Mile May course, so it's not quite, Aintree as we know it. But there is this Money's Garden, I should say, Old Roan Limited Chase, 2.5 miles. Again, early season 1. The one I had that caught my eye, which was thrown in at 10-6, was Shantou Village. He's an improver. What did you like in the race?
I can certainly see Shantou Village. It's a very deep race, as 4 to 1 the field would suggest. There was one down the bottom, Bouvray, of Paul Nichols.
Right. A lot of duck eggs against his name.
Yes, but he's been keeping good company. It's just more the fact that Nichols can barely train a loser. He seems to have them really well forward this season.
Right.
And I just thought that maybe this could be his Gold Cup, whereas the likes of your horse.
He's wearing a hood and a tongue tie. Is he not a head case?
No. He's okay. He's okay. I think Nichols knows that tomorrow's the day, so he might as well get all the equipment out for the big day.
And you're deserting poor old Lizzie Kelly, the apple of your eye.
Well,
2 for 2.
Again, I think it'll have bigger fish to fry down the road.
Okay, favourite is Cloudy Dream.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't like backing favourites, but I am going to back him. I thought, you know, he ran so well in the Arkle last year. It was disappointing that he didn't follow that up in the manifesto at Aintree, but he does go really well fresh, and I think at this time of year you just have to go for that. I really like the horse, so I'm just going to back him.
Decent card at Wincanton also on Sunday. The top race is this handicap chase over 3 miles too, a real slog. But they go around a flat track fairly fast at Wincanton. What do you like there?
Well, basically, I went through all the 10 runners, so it wasn't too arduous, and then decided that none of them could win. This is going to be a 10-runner race. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 6-1 the field. It's
okay.
Absolutely
impossible. I thought Mr. Mix had a bit of a chance. Nichols
I like
strong there.
Yeah, and he won on
and Harry Cobden rides. Yeah. Which brings us on to a feast of racing. Now, someone inside here in the Racing Post tell me, Hey Little Boy on Monday at Galway. Apparently some of the lads here, including Bruce Millington, have a share of this. Now just a little bit of the main, but the point is, I'm told it's a Willie Mullins won at Tramore. It's thrown in here.
They know a thing or two in here.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you depend on it?
I would.
Okay. For me, the best bet of the weekend is Barra. I'm going to Wexford to see it for the reason that it was second to Let's Dance in the Novice Mayor's Hurdle at Cheltenham. I was there, and I think, you know, Gordon ran it every other week, but she runs well fresh. She has a stone in hand. I'd be very disappointed. She'd probably win at 4-5. Give us your best bet of the weekend, Brendan.
Well, like Kelly, I'm looking at an English race, a listed race in England, and a horse with Ger lines called Moonlight Bay, who won on the Birdcatcher, beating Guess the Bill. And I thought, I don't know about you, but that Killavullen, that Guess the Bill was fourth in on Sunday. That was a right good race. Right. And this is a fillies listed race. I think that's strong form, that Birdcatcher form, and she'd be about 5 or 6 to 1.
Where's she going?
In the 355 Newbury.
355 in Newbury on Saturday.
Yeah, I think she'll be about 5.
And what type of race is it? Is it a nursery too, or is it a listed? Or
a listed race.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Who rides?
I don't actually know.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, doesn't need a jockey according to Brendan. It's already past the post. Give us one best bet for the weekend.
Well, my best bet, which I think is the most certain bet, is Verbal Dexterity, but I do like Mushakeb in Doncaster in the listed race on the supporting card for the Racing Post Trophy. Only had one run previously, but impressive on debut despite being really, really green. I think he'll improve. Okay. Well, good luck to you all. I hope you have a successful punting weekend. That's it from Ladbrokes and the Racing Post. We'll talk to you again next week.